Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a packed day so far, but we have one more match to go over. And we have the two competitors in this match here to take questions. So, let's get them up here. Introducing first, the final boss, Sophia Winters. Sophia, welcome. How are you feeling today?
Honestly, after everything I've been through as of late, all over the world for the past few months, it's been rough, but I'm feeling pretty good today. Doing Media Day is always fun to do, because I get to answer the questions from our esteemed members of journalists. We got this big event coming up called Hannah Santos E-Girl Bang Bang Smash. We got a lot of great talent on this show, from Mirabel Duarte, Sarah Miller, Hunter Quinn, yours truly, the final motherfucking boss, and my opponent, the unpredictable punk rock queen herself, Alexis Danvers.
Speaking of Danvers, you seem to be heading into your match with Alexis with a sort of clear head. Are you at all worried with what your opponent may come to the ring with for your match and her mindset?
Am I worried? I would be idiotic to say that I'm not afraid of the unknown heading into this match against Alexis Danvers. For how gifted and talented Alexis is in the ring and on the microphone, I expect her to give me the Alexis Danvers that's been on a tear all over the world for months, and even more. Let me paint you a picture about myself. When it comes to whoever I've been in the ring with, my goal is to push them all to their very limit and show everyone their true potential they have, while I'm leaving my blood, sweat, and tears all in that ring. I'll give you examples. Soraya Garcia, Yuki Kurosaki, Amara Parker, Layla Williams, both Jane and Macy Rage, and even Samantha Young. Is there a game plan for this match against Alexis? No. But know this, when that bell rings, friendship is out the window and we are enemies. Alexis better be ready for the prodigy of madness, the final boss, because if she isn't, then I'm letting everyone know right now that it will be an easy night for yours truly, and I will have my hand raised in victory.
That is a powerful statement here tonight. But before we go any further, without further ado, here is the punk rock queen, Alexis Danvers.
Wow, it's bright out here. So many bright faces for us to see out today. First and foremost, I need everyone to show some respect to the one and only WPW Goddess Champion, Sophia Winters. Come on! That's what I like to hear. Man, it feels good to be back in the States. I missed y'all, I really did. How's everyone doing today? That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Tell me, how many of y'all came out to the show last night? Show of hands? Alright. That is fucking awesome.
Well, it seems that we have a very invigorated Alexis Danvers in the house today. How are you feeling, Alexis?
Oh man, I feel like I've been run over by a truck. Try going 35 minutes with Amber fucking Reed. You won't come out the same way.
That leads to my first question for you. with your war against Amber Reed very recently, there's a speculation that your body isn't at 100% yet. Are you worried that's going to hinder your chances at victory?
Oh, I'm definitely not at 100%. But I can tell you this. Any of my opponents can tell you the same. Mirabelle Duarte, Selena Adams, Amber Young, Amber Reed. I don't die easy. I do not die easy. And if we're talking about how we are, I doubt Sophia over here is 100% either. Ain't that right, Soph?
You right. I ain't gonna lie to these people and portray myself as this unstoppable force that is indestructible. Yeah, I'm banged up, and been this way for a long while. Whether it's my wars with Louise Bates, Dominique Whitfield, nearly bleeding out in a blood sport match against Samantha Young, or even my 25-minute no-rules Iron Woman match against Soraya Garcia. I kept going because I don't quit when the times get tough. Here's the facts. I know for a damn fact that you don't die easy. I know for a fact you've never let anyone walk over you and just get away with it. That's awesome. But the fact of the matter is that you ain't the same Alexis Danvers you were when we made our match official. And I know what you're saying. Sophia, what are you talking about? Alexis, I've been watching your matches and been watching your diary entries. Don't try to stand in front of all these people and spin the narrative that everything is fine, because you are not fine. But you know, I'll elaborate more on that as we continue to answer the questions from these wonderful people this evening.
I'm sure you will.
Well, it seems we have a bit of a line being created here. But let's get to the questions here. Let's see, row 3, second from the end.
Hi, my name is Ava Chen from All Pro Wrestling Illustrated and EWN. This question is really intended for either of you. How would you describe the, I suppose, complex relationship you two have as it concerns this match?
Well, I'll go ahead and start us off. This woman right here, almost 2 years ago, she took a chance on me when no one else even thought to give me a second look or thought. I was still relatively new to the business. I'd been around for a while, but actually working, no one knew who I was. But Sophia Winters, she was training to get back into the ring. And out of anyone who she could have chosen on that roster 2 years ago, she chose me. And I have carried that with pride since that day. I don't care what anybody says. This woman right here gave me a jump start on my career. And she's got my eternal gratitude for it. I know people see her as this cold-hearted, relentless bitch. But to me, she's my friend. All that to say, yeah, she's my friend. And if that puts heat on me, so be it. So be it. But like Sophia said earlier, when that bell rings, that friendship is out the window. I'm fighting to win. This is one of, if not the biggest match of my career. This is my bar, my measuring stick, my benchmark, my final test. This is my final boss. And when that bell rings, I'm sorry, but I will not hesitate. I will do what it takes to pass that test.
You know, Alexis, a lot has changed since we first met in a local performance center. When you got into the ring with me for the very first time, you were very green and were getting your foot in the door in this business. Many people were very unsure about your future in professional wrestling. But as we were killing each other for 10 to 15 minutes, I saw that fire, that passion, and most importantly, that determination. By the time we finished our third spar match, I knew at that moment, you were going to be a star. The measuring stick, the future. After that day, we became friends and rooted each other on, no matter where we went in our careers. But the path to success wasn't all flowers and chirping birds, right, Alexis? After we went our separate ways, you've gotten opportunity after opportunity to make a splash. But how did that go for you? Let me remind you, Alexis, your record was even. You were lost in the shuffle for the longest time. Hell, there was time you weren't certain of what your future was in this business, while making friends was non-existent. Until Lucky Carnage picked up the phone and called you, presenting you an opportunity in Supremacy Wrestling. And what happened, Alexis? You capitalized on that opportunity, and now ruling that division with an iron fist, beating the very best they've thrown at you. And it's because of that you were getting your name out there, and now people are calling and attending shows to watch you. The entire world started to see in real time what I've always known about you, and that is, you are a star. You came a long way, and for that, as a friend, I couldn't be any more proud of you. For everyone who've been following your journey, you've all seen Alexis Danvers as the punk rock queen who has had their hand raised when it's counted the most. But Alexis, when that final bell rings, the headline isn't gonna read, "Punk rock queen slays the final boss." No. The headline is gonna be, "The final boss beats Alexis Danvers in the biggest match of her career."
Oh man, yeah. There was a point in time where I wasn't sure about anything. You're right about that, definitely. But you also need to realize that I've trained for this for a long time. The same way you came to be the final boss, I came to be the punk rock queen. I've said this many times. I respect you, and you're one of my closest friends. But when those lights go up, and when they're shining, that's when I do my best work. You've seen it happen over and over, with my matches against October Rain, Ingrid Garcia, Samantha Salazar, Amber Young. The list goes on. The ring is my stage. It is where I perform at my best, when that crowd drowns out everything else and my goal is in sight. My mind is focused and in tune. Sophia, you're right that a lot's changed since we first met. I'm not the same green competitor you took a chance on. I am the inaugural and only Supremacy Women's World Champion, and while that may be the only accolade to my name, I have made damn sure to make sure it counts where it matters the most. Every time I defended my title, every time I step into the ring, one thing's for certain, whoever is across from me is going to have to do some serious damage to take me down. And then they might have a chance to keep me down. Sophia, I'm going to keep it straight with you, and this crowd here. You will have to do major damage to keep me down. You will need to dig deeper than before to keep me at bay. You will need to find a game plan for me, because I have one for you. I respect you too much to not have a game plan heading into this match. I've done my homework, and come bang bang smash, I'm going to execute it flawlessly.
Well, there you have it. Let's move on to the next question. First row, right up here up front.
Hi, my name is Benji from Wrestling Gazette. This is more directed towards Sophia. Recently it was announced that the LGBTKIO Tag Team Champions of Clips are looking for challengers for their tag team titles. Would you consider going after those titles with one of your teams, with Alexis being part of the LGBTKO banner? Or would you team with Alexis herself?
That is a good question. Would I be interested in getting an opportunity at the LGBTKO Tag Team Championships? You damn right I would. I know many people don't remember this, but when the tournament to crown the inaugural Tag Team Championships took place, me and my partner Maya Lynx got eliminated in the first round against Eclipse. I would love nothing more than to get my revenge against Eclipse and have one half of the LGBTKO Tag Team Championships around my waist. Now, as far as would I love to team up with Alexis or team with one of my many teams I'm a part of, like Primal Instinct or Enchanted? See, I know all of you would love to see the dream team of Alexis Danvers and Sophia Winters. And if the people in Las Vegas were to put down bets on who would win the LGBTKO tag titles, Vegas would have me and Alexis as the favorite. However, there's one small problem with Alexis being my partner. I don't know if she can keep her eyes on the prize, or if she'd actually let the words of the enemy get the best of them and cost us the match. Alexis, for the longest time I've known you, you've never let anyone get to your head. You would tell them to go to hell, and you keep persevering by yourself. Then I watched the sessions with Eclipse. At first, you were the Danvers I know, and then you listened to their words of advice. And what happened? You kept training with them. That's fantastic. Then you beat Amber Reed. Big accomplishment. I'm not going to take that away from you. But if you ask me, was it Alexis Danvers who beat Amber Reed? Or was it Alexis Danvers with Eclipse that beat Amber Reed? Talking about throwing your integrity, morals, and principles out the damn windows because of this obsession. If I was to team with you, Alexis, it would be with the Danvers that is their own person, not whoever this Alexis Danvers is. But if I had to pick a partner, it would be with just JC, because of my success with her as ERN Women's Tag Team Championships.
You know, it's funny that you should talk about being my own person, because last I checked, I wasn't the bad girl for a snobby rich kid that complains whenever she doesn't get her way. How is Maya, anyway? Still bossing you around? What about Ryan Hunter? He's still having that dick measuring contest with Miles King? How's it feel being an afterthought in their ego contest? No surprise I didn't feel in there. I don't take kindly to being the butt of those jokes.
Okay, Alexis, I see you. Let me set the record straight. Carrying a snobby rich kid's bag? Bitch, I don't carry a goddamn thing for Maya. Maya is their own woman who has their eyes locked on the ARC Pro Championship at Olympus 2. Maya is not my priority. My priority is on becoming the first ever ARC Pro Women's Tag Team Champions with just JC. Far as Ryan Hunter is concerned, not even in my damn radar. He can have a little back and forth with Miles. Far as you not fitting in or be the butt of jokes, that's between you and whoever in the fuck was pulling the strings in their creative department. Not my monkey, not my circus. And lastly, me? An afterthought to their ego contest? I do not give a flying fuck about their power struggle. But you know, Alexis, I just remembered something. You told me after I had aligned with Maya, just please be careful around Maya. Look out for yourself. I didn't know how to respond at that moment in time. Until now. I have done exactly what you said. It's why I've been focusing on me and tearing shit up in the tag team division. You have my word on this. If that jar gets pushed too far and it falls, the jar will shatter. And I promise you, there'll be hell to pay.
Look, what you said about carrying no one's bags, I'm the same. I'm my own woman. I make my own choices. I didn't realize I needed to run everything by you before I made a choice. So they gave me some advice. They've been doing this a while. Who am I to say no to any sort of knowledge? You know for a damn fact that I train however I can to make myself better. Eclipse has pushed me. You saw my match with Amber. If it wasn't for training with them, I probably would have lost. And I find that unacceptable. The fact of the matter is, I found those losses are unacceptable for either of these matches. I am done playing second fiddle or taking a back seat to anything when everything I want is right in front of me. All I have to do is go through you to take it. And if I had to accept some help from someone who might be the enemy, then I have the free fucking will to decide that for myself. So remember that next time you try to put an asterisk to the victory that is mine and mine alone. And if we're talking about asterisk victories and needing help, didn't you have some help over Dominique Whitfield in that title defense? I'd say that's pretty damning.
So trying to discredit my Goddess Championship defense against Dominique? All right. You ain't the first person who said Sophia can't retain without interference. Ava Chen said that after I defended my Goddess Championship against Louise Bates back at Night City. Guess what happened to her? That bitch needed a whole face job after she crashed and burned into the steel doors. Here's the reality. I did not ask for the help from B. Barrett or Jane Rage. Dominique played a game of fuck around, find out, and called out the roster for not stepping up against me while being given a title match because of her ties with the ex-boss and higher-ups. You should know this, since that's why you have issues with Dominique in the first place. And B. Barrett sought revenge on somebody who was essentially two-faced. I've said this since I won the Goddess Championship. I'll do whatever it takes to keep that title around my waist. And if it means the opportunity opens on capitalizing someone's misfortunes, I will fucking do it. Being champion, while yes, it's a huge accomplishment to your career, but it's sure as hell hard to stay at the top of that mountain. You can be honorable all you want, but if there's a chance to sneak through the back door to win the title, or even retain, you better fucking take it. Otherwise, it'll bite you back in the ass at the very hand. Look, Alexis, I know I ain't no damn saint because of my reputation of being a very cold, vindictive, ruthless bitch for many years. But the biggest difference between me and you, I don't have to remind these people every single time and every second who I've beaten. And most importantly, I don't need to put my victims' names on headstones to make a point across, like you have, Alexis. You want to question my integrity as champion? All right, fine. You ain't the first, and sure as hell ain't the last.
Then let me run down my stats with my Supremacy Women's World Championship, right? I won it by being your... Then let me run down my stats with my Supremacy Women's World Championship, right? I won it by beating your fearless leader Maya Lynx over a year ago. Amber Young wanted a shot. I won. And I admit it was with a tactic I wasn't proud of. Let's see. Curb stomped Selena Adams, beat Amber Young not once but twice in the same match after that. Then Ingrid Garcia and I had a banger, which I would have won had it not been for that bitch Ava. Then I outlasted both Ava and Ingrid in a triple threat match to keep my title. And then Ingrid and I had the second best match in Supremacy Wrestling underneath only myself and Amber Reed just a bit ago. All of that with no physical help whatsoever. Want me to keep going or should I?
Ladies, let's get back on topic here. Let's move on to the next question. Second row, fifth seat.
Hi, John Haystacks from How Do You Know? Both of you have already spoken about the match itself and have already spoken about taking the victory. But what would this victory mean for the both of you?
Well, I think I've already made it abundantly clear. This match is what my career has been building towards. It's no secret. This is the biggest match of my life. It's my chance not only to prove to myself, not just Sophia, but the entire world. To the entire world that the punk rock queen is finally on the same level as the final boss. I did not do all this work to get here just to choke at the finish line. I am willing to do what it takes to get this victory, because to me, it means proving that I can finally hang with the best of the best of the best, sir. It means I can finally silence any doubters of my work. It means I can finally show how far I've come. It means I'm finally on the cusp of overcoming the veteran that took in the rookie almost 2 years ago. It means showing that I'm not a sideshow, a B-plus player, a junior varsity team member. No. This proves that I am Alexis fucking Danvers, and that the time for the final boss has come to an end. Sophia, you say you've seen these entries. Good for you. But that also means you know what you're about to get yourself into when it comes to our match. That hesitation you would see before, it's not there. It's not there anymore. You know what I think, though? I think you're scared, Soph. And trust me, I know when someone is scared. And believe me when I say, I know someone who can verify what I'm saying. Hey, Dakota. How you doing? Anyway, you've been in the game longer than I have. Yet, you know I've caught up to you in such a short amount of time. People like to try and pull my own fears into this, but let's talk about yours. You're afraid of being overshadowed, which is funny because you're taking a backseat to Maya Lynx of all people, which I don't know how you can stomach that. I don't know how you can stand her. It's also funny because anywhere I go, people talk. They're not watching this match to see the final boss try and lay down the law against the punk rock queen, because a boss is nothing to a queen. I've already overshadowed you, and I think that bothers you to no end. You want the spotlight, but now it belongs to me, and you can't stand it. Can you? Actually, it makes me wonder which is more fragile, your ego or your face. Speaking of your face, how's that orbital healing? Is it good enough for you to show your face to the world when I put you through hell? Must be hard, knowing that you've been in this for, let's see, 9 years now? How much longer do you think you can operate at this level, Soph? I don't think it's much longer before you have to start slowing down, is it? So now, when I beat you at Bang Bang Smash, not if, when? What will you have left? Maybe the memories of being at the top of the food chain, but that's all you'll have. You know that the rookie you took in 2 years ago is about to take your spot. So come Bang Bang Smash, I will do everything in my power to make sure that your shoulders are on the mat and my arms are the ones getting raised, because there is no way in hell that I am going to let this opportunity pass me by. I will overcome the final boss.
You done? All right, good. I had to make sure, because that was so much passion, so much determination. You are showing everyone that there is a chance of the punk rock queen to beat the final boss. That was such a very, very fine speech, Alexis. Gosh, if I was a kid hooked to every single thing that you just said, I'd be rooting you to win too. But this ain't no damn dream. The reality is going to be Alexis Danvers getting her ass beaten so damn bad that maybe Selena Adams, who knows how dangerous I am firsthand, is gonna be looking for a new second hand in command for LGBTKO. Maybe I'll apply for it. That would be nice. LGBTKO second hand in command. Sophia Winters. Actually, on second thought, hell no. That job would include a lot of paperwork and a lot of fucking headaches. Speaking of headaches, fuck you, Kyle Noble. And if you two hate Kyle Noble, like I'm sure everyone does, be sure to get your shirt coming soon to a Pro Wrestling Tees website near you. Anyways, to answer your question, what would this victory mean to me? To me, this is a test to see what I'm capable of against... Hey, Alexis, I want you to hear this. An Alexis Danvers that is in her prime. You want to take the words of wisdom from your enemies? All right, fine. The only way you gonna be walking out victorious at Bang Bang Smash, Alexis, is by killing me. You'll have to put me out of my misery, 6 feet under. And I don't think you have that killer instinct to get the fucking job done. I've been through hell and back making a name for myself while you were selling your bands, CDs, and t-shirts at your nearest Hot Topic. Oh, did I strike a nerve, Alexis? Good. I don't care. The fact that you stood here saying that I have the power to accept help from the enemy, yeah, that's hilarious. I never knew Alexis fucking Danvers would need motivation from others to win every single match. Man, at this point, you can go bend down and kiss Eclipse's ass and ask them to be your advocate. No matter how fucking good you truly are, Alexis, you'll never lace up my goddamn boots. And as good you say that you are, I'm simply better. Talking a big game for someone who at this point, has only held 1 championship in their career. You've been in this you have no idea the responsibilities of showing up every single day despite being injured, proving to everyone why you belong at the top of the mountain. You said it yourself. I've been here for a very long time and accomplished a lot. Yes, I've made mistakes. Yes, I've taken some gambles. And most importantly, I've left my blood, sweat, and my damn tears in front of these people at every single arena I've ever competed, whether I'm loved or booed out of the fucking building. Yes, doctors tell me multiple times to take a step back and let my body heal properly. And I've told each doctor to go fuck themselves. I've risked my damn health, taken time away from my loved ones and even my closest friends to travel all over the damn world and leave a damn impact. I'm still here after all these years because I can still go. I've earned that moniker of being called the final boss. See, if I lose to you, congratulations, you kept your word and are my equal. Hell, you will prove that you are better than me. Am I going to take my ball and hide from the public eye? No, I'm going to keep pushing forward because that's who the hell I am. But Alexis, you only talk about when you win. You know what I think? I think you are afraid of failure. Afraid of letting people down. Afraid of losing. You afraid of the possibility of having your shoulders on the mat or even tapping out for the very first time in your life? You are so insecure that you refuse to believe it. Let's talk about the other side of the coin, shall we? If you lose at Bang Bang Smash, you will lose everything. All that arrogance, your confidence, and trust me, there's more you would lose, but it's a conversation that even you wouldn't be ready for. But before I continue, I do want to elaborate something that was talked about earlier. I mentioned about your beginnings in the wrestling business. You want to know why you weren't getting opportunities? It's because you had a huge ego. You were so hell-bent on winning all the time, to the point where you rubbed the talent in the locker room, and even the promoter the wrong way. They couldn't trust you, because in their eyes, you weren't willing to play ball, earn your stripes in the locker room. Hell, it got so damn bad that there was times where you were nearly kicked out of the damn locker room. But you know who vouched for you? You know who stuck their neck out? I did. Want to know why? Because the truth, Alexis, is that I was in your shoes. When I started in this business, I made very few friends, wasn't the most popular person because of how I looked. Opportunities for gold and TV time were given to the veterans. I was green and focused on myself. It took me several months before I even got to compete in front of a televised audience. And once I showed everyone, from the talent in the back to even the fans, all my worth and potential, I never looked back. You talked about I have a code to beat me. Bitch, this ain't no motherfucking final fight for the Super Nintendo or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the NES. You want to know what my strategy is to beat you? 1 second. Alexis, I want you to hear me when I say this. All it takes is 1 second. And in that 1 second, you are out. Then the referee counts. 1, 2, 3. Alexis Danvers. At Bang Bang Smash, it will be game fucking over for the punk rock queen. And there will be nothing you can do about it, bitch.
I mean, if you don't like your shirts, you can always refund them. But enough about the band. Let's talk about you. Since you seem to like the subject of the matter so much, fact is, Soph, is that you won't be doing shit to me. You're not going to beat me down. You're not. And I'll tell you why you aren't. Because I'm faster than you. I'm more athletic than you. And believe it or not, I'm more aggressive than you are. You think you're the only one who's had to do... You think you're the only one who's had to do nasty shit to get by? Newsflash, you aren't. I've had to do shit I'm not proud of just to stay alive. Speaking of staying alive, since you want to bring in team members, what's going to happen to Enchanted when I beat your ass so bad that they're going to have to... What's going to happen to Enchanted when I beat your ass so bad, you're going to have to leave to heal? Maybe I'll take over as leader of Enchanted. That sounds like fun. I've never had my own stable before. I wonder how Coda and Sarah would feel about that, though. Well, Coda would probably try and kick my head in again. Keyword try. Not to mention Primal Instinct. Knowing Maya and Just JC, once they see just how fragile you are when I annihilate you, they won't hesitate to find a new member. Just to replace you within a matter of seconds. Hell, they may already have one lined up. And then your precious prize, that WPW Goddess Championship that you tout oh so often, showing it off any chance you get. What happens when I beat you down so bad that you have to relinquish that title, huh? I think it's time I added another championship to my list, don't you think? That sounds like a good idea. WPW Goddess Champion Alexis Danvers. Doesn't that have a good ring to it? I think it does. But last, and certainly not least, what happens when I beat you down so bad that you have to retire early? Don't answer, because I already know the answer. Nothing. Because you have nothing other than wrestling. This is your life. Without this, you're nothing. Myself? If something were to happen to me, God forbid, tomorrow, I at least have a backup plan. I was already doing well enough on my own before I started wrestling. I didn't have to join the business, but I did. And I did it because I love this business. And I stay in this business because I love it. All the blood, the sweat, the tears, all of it. And yeah, maybe I had a chip on my shoulder coming in. I wanted to prove that I wasn't just some musical act coming in to steal a spot. That I deserved to be here. And I proved it. Day in and day out, I have put my body through hell to get this match, and I will be damned if I let it end with my shoulders on the goddamn mat. So the question isn't if Alexis Danvers can beat Sophia Winters. It's if the final boss will still be wrestling after losing to the punk rock queen. Sophia, I want you to listen very carefully when I ask you this next question, because it is not rhetorical. What will you do when I force you into an early retirement? What then? Because this is all you've got. Your last shot.
Oh, I really wished you haven't said that. Very bold of you, talking about sending me to retirement and take everything that I've worked so damn hard to have away from me. Oh, do I have some bad news for you. And just you, in case weren't paying attention, because your mind was in another universe fantasizing my ultimate demise. I'll say it again. If, and that's a huge if I lose to you, Alexis, then you validate everything you said on this stage. But once again, here you are looking at one side of the coin. You aren't thinking about the fear of losing, the fear of failure, and most importantly, the fear of disappointment. Unlike you, Alexis, I have been through it. From losing championships, losing marquee matches, tag team partners, to even getting betrayed by those who meant the damn world to me. People told me I wasn't gonna be worth a damn in this business. And you know what I did? I proved them all wrong. You wanting to send me to early retirement? Bitch, I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Hell, if anything, Alexis, all you are going to send me is to the winner's circle, as my hand is raised in victory at Bang Bang Smash. You have a big chip on your shoulder. Congrats, Danvers. So do I. I'm going to show you that I ain't no fossil that is looking for another payday. A part-timer who is seeking for that spotlight one final time. Or in your case, what you called me, fragile. You stand here talking about taking away everything what I've worked hard for in my career. Yeah, that's funny to me, because for one, Enchanted is still going, and will continue to be successful, no matter what fate comes up with for myself, Sarah Miller, and Dakota. Far as Primal Instinct is concerned, like I told you, I have my goals. If fate tries to thwart those plans and keeps me at the bottom of the totem pole, then sooner than later, I will strike it down with all the pent-up anger in my body. 2. If there comes a day where Primal Instinct ends, you can bet the net worth of your band, Danvers, that the problem will be excommunicated personally. 3rd, WPW Goddess Champion Alexis Danvers? This ain't no damn charity, and last time I checked, your focus right now ain't even about championships. Truly shows to me you really don't know what you desire. 4th, listening to you bragging about being more athletic, aggressive, and faster than me? Congrats, Danvers. But last time I checked, this ain't a game of one-manship. Noticed how I was radio silent when you mentioned my name in nearly all your entries? For the last few months, you've been playing checkers, while I've been playing chess. The most dangerous individual isn't always those who speak the loudest. Sometimes it's those who is very silent. 5th, you talking about loving this wrestling business? You haven't been here long enough to know what it's like to leave your blood, sweat, and tears for these people consistently like I have. The more that I listen to you running your mouth, Alexis, more than that same arrogant and naive Danvers that I met for the very first time. Like I told you, Alexis, believe all the hype you want, Alexis, and keep fantasizing my downfall. But coming very soon, that fantasy is going to turn into your worst nightmare.
I've seen and watched firsthand so much of your success. Whether it's performing in front of at least 500 to 1,000 people at local pubs and festivals, making nearly $5,000 between ticket sales and merchandise, to recently beating the Golden Ace to not only retain, but also be recognized as the only Supremacy Women's Championship in the company's history. Shout out to Lucky Carnage and to the loyal roster that made Supremacy Wrestling as strong as it did. You know, Alexis, you remind me of somebody whose career was red hot and was on a tear against those who stand across the ring like you have. The name? Macy Rage. Now, before you lose your temper like a kid not getting their favorite candy at the grocery store, listen for once. In WPW, Macy Rage was completely untouchable, unstoppable, and indestructible. She was North American champion, and as new challengers stepped up, Macy vanquished them all. But here was the catch about that North American championship back in the day. If you successfully defended that title 10 times, then you got yourself a shot at the Goddess Championship. This date may not mean anything to you, Alexis, but it does for Macy. December 21st, 2022. Macy was one win away from being the first woman to defend that title 10 times, and the person who stood in her way was the same person she had beaten during said title run. Me. She was so damn confident that losing wasn't on her mind, just like you, Alexis. And then you know what happened when that final bell rings? She failed. She lost. And I walked out with her precious little shiny championship. I brought Macy back down to earth, and she had to sit on the floor ringside, coping with the pain of losing one of the biggest matches of her career. And I promise you, Alexis, you will meet the same fate as Macy did if it's the last fucking thing I do. After Bang Bang Smash, you and Macy are going to have something in common when it comes to facing me with a lot at stake. You are going to fail. The true question, like I've mentioned earlier, isn't what's going to happen to me after I lose to Alexis Danvers. It's going to be after Bang Bang Smash, when I pull that trigger and I humble your ass in front of your bandmates, your friends, your family, and in front of the love of your life. Then what will you do?
How's that for thinking on my own? Huh, Soph? You see Eclipse up here with me? Do you see Scout McKenzie or Kel Valen up here with me? LGBTKO? Selena Adams or Tara Monroe? No. It's just you and me. You come bang bang smash, your ass is mine. You talk a big game yourself, but it won't hold up when you're the one on the mat and I'm standing above you. I don't care what I have to do to keep you down. Maybe I'll take your shoulder apart again. That sounds like fun. Fact of the matter is, I'm not the same Alexis Danvers you met 2 years ago. I'm gonna make sure the world knows that I've surpassed you. And I'm gonna make you wish that you hadn't pressed so hard. You wanted this, so you're getting it. How's this for killer instinct, Sophia? Huh? Sophia, I really wish you hadn't taken this approach. I'm going to have to apologize to my little sister for what I'm about to put you through. You laid the traps, and I fell for them. Just like always. Well, be careful of what animal you poke, because that animal may just be a killer.